Hey, good Monday morning, my friends. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Hopefully you got to see the Northern Lights at least one night, maybe two nights here in Michigan this weekend. Now, my headline, my tease to you says several things we need to discuss. The first and foremost thing is, and we're going to get into this in the video, so I will show you this, beware of weather forecasts off of your app and, dare I say, from a lot of meteorologists in broadcast over the next 2 weeks. You're going to see a lot of raindrops. You're going to see, you're going to look at your app and you're going to see a cloud and a raindrop, a cloud, a raindrop, cloud and a raindrop. And you know that it often does not work out that way. So I want you to stick with me. And I want you to not cancel plans until you get close to that time period, close as in a day or two in advance, if you do even cancel plans. And I'll show you why coming up. And that doesn't mean we won't be able to forecast the weather. I won't be able to forecast the weather. It doesn't mean that. It means that the apps that pick out a model and just take out of a grid a number for probability of precipitation, it's going to have them every day. And I'm part meteorologist. I've been doing this a while, okay? 35-ish years, and I'm 75% meteorologist, 25% psychologist. I see how you and how my wife and my friends and my family react when you look at the phone. Oh, rain, 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 rain. No. Okay. All right. So I got that off my chest. Thank you. And then guess what we're going to start talking about? Wildfire smoke from Canada. Here it comes again. Is it going to be a summer filled with meh skies? Well, already in Wisconsin and Minnesota, they have air quality alerts, and it's heading our way. And by the way, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Just a couple of good mornings until we get into the graphics. Richard George, good morning. Thanks for watching. Ann Johnston, thanks for watching. And Elizabeth Willard checking in from Kansas this morning. You've been through quite the weather scenario the last couple of weeks. So here we go. Let's get into it, and we start with the smoke showing up on the satellite already. So as the sun comes up and the visible satellite gets better, you see the bright clouds in a little path across central Michigan. Those are the scattered thunderstorms. By the way, this brings me to another important point to discuss. I think over the next 2 days, the rainfall in most places will be a lot less than you think, a lot less hours than you think. Stuff like that, okay? So, there's the smoke out west from Canadian fires have roared up already, and we will likely have those when the skies are quiet. We will likely have those in our skies, the smoke. The radar right now, quiet. And so this is the radar forecast that I like for today and tomorrow. And we start right about here, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. It looks like as we get into the afternoon, a couple of patches of thunderstorms will develop somewhere in the northeast, maybe Tawas, Standish, Gray, maybe Bay City, maybe into the Thumb. And then as we go through the evening hours, still that arc of some scattered thunderstorms. We go overnight and it kind of quiets down a little bit. That's pretty typical of instability driven thunderstorms. Whitney Belprez, looking to cut some hay, and we need 2 days of sun, a breeze, and no rain in Eaton Rapids, southwest of Lansing. Probably by Wednesday, Thursday, but you're in a bad pattern to need 2 days guaranteed. So this is tomorrow, and again, when you see in the radar forecast light green and medium green, it equates to very light showers, you know, a few hundredths. We go into tomorrow afternoon and it dries up, and then we go into Wednesday, and that's why I say for the hay cutters, look at the radar tomorrow. If it's not going to rain much on you, then it's a go. Okay, so you know I don't baby you, right? Hopefully I get some credit for that, to not baby you on meteorology. TV meteorologists have to baby you. It's a quick format. The consultants, we used to call them insultants, would say, no, don't tell them that. That's way too in-depth. No, it's not. You guys have brains, and ladies have brains, definitely. Ladies more than men, probably most of the time. So we're going to look at the upper air pattern, and you're going to see why a classic Memorial Day time period weather pattern is developing for Michigan. And if you've lived in Michigan, you know what that means. Is it going to be 90 or is it going to be 60 and showery? And yes, because we get cut off low pressure systems at this time of the year, because winter is retreating, still trying to come down with some cool pockets, and summer is enveloping it. And kind of sticks it in the Great Lakes sometimes. So when we look at the upper air pattern, you'll see why I'm warning you to not take a phone app and a raindrop and go, oh, it may or may not happen. And that's where you still need me. You don't need the AI. I think I'm going to be around for 5 years. Then I might try to get into retirement and starting to think about it. Although reading stories about Social Security, I don't know what's going to be there. So I may have to rely, me and my wife may have to rely on our own investments, which we can do. Okay, so this is the upper air pattern, all right? And we go into this weekend, the first cutoff forms. So that is Saturday afternoon. That cutoff brings bands of rain around, but not all the time. But it's a cutoff low, so it's kind of a bugaboo to give an exact forecast for exact periods this far out. So you're going to see a lot of raindrops in the forecast, but this is by Sunday, and that would say the rain showers would be winding down. And then look, it wants to, by the time we get out to next Tuesday and Wednesday, send another cutoff our way as we approach the Memorial Day weekend. And that could be good timing. Could say that the days before Memorial Day weekend get kind of a lousy weather pattern, and then it works its way off, because these cutoffs are usually influencing our weather about for 2 to 4 days, and that doesn't mean it rains for 2 to 4 days, but the circulation of showers around can be there. Now here are the exact details. So again, less rain than what you would anticipate for today and tomorrow. This is a long-term model, so it doesn't do as good as what I showed you on the short term, but it shows that tomorrow there are some showers in the far southern parts of the state. Probably, again, less than what you'd expect. Then we go into Wednesday and Thursday dry. There's your hay cutting, folks. And then we go to, remember, the cutoff low starting to form. So it brings in bands of precipitation. There's Friday. This is Saturday. So this is what the model says will happen at the surface, even though it cuts off a low pressure center. It doesn't do a whole lot of widespread stuff, just spurts of showers and thunderstorms. And the same deal. Now we go into next Monday and Tuesday, and the cutoff low forming, and it might bring something through again. So my point being is we're going to have some 6-hour periods of showers over the next couple of weeks. Here's total rainfall off of the model that I like for the next 2 days, and it basically has some half-inch to inch amounts in the streaks of thunderstorms, but notice they're fairly minimal. And otherwise, Traverse City northward, mostly to all dry, maybe the far southeast dry, not so sure about that, because I would say that the situation would lend to more rain to the south than to the north and other areas over the next 48 hours. I'm sorry, can't see the southern counties. I apologize there. Let's get that fixed. There you go. Thank you very much, Brian Lance, and thanks for, lost sound. I don't think so, unless it's on your end, must be. So, there's your total rainfall. Now we go to temperatures. Warm today, 75 to 80. Hey, thank you, Shantae Marie. Tomorrow, northeast wind, so Lake Huron's still cool. 50s, 60s to near 70. It depends on what you get on clouds and wind and where you're at. But away from the Saginaw Bay, away from the Thumb, away from the Sunrise side, that's the northeast coast, by the way, if you don't know that, you'll be decent, 60s to 70, and same deal for Wednesday. Then Thursday back to the 70s, Friday 70s. Now, again, also a word of warning on temperature forecast. So if you got this up or low, you might heat up ahead of it. You might get some showers in during the heat of the day. Look at what this model does, and it doesn't make sense, because it puts an upper low over us, which tends to cap the heating on the weekend, but it brings us to 80 there. And then it brings us into the upper 80s on Sunday. The atmosphere has that ability, but I wouldn't really plan on that. I'd plan on a lot of 70s and maybe a day that makes it into the low 80s. And then this is Monday, May 20th. Mine and my wife's 24th anniversary, by the way. 80-ish, and then Tuesday and Wednesday. So a few things again to go over here. First off, probably no severe weather this week, at least until we get to the upper low pressure center. Severe weather can happen with those kind of things, but that wouldn't be until Friday or Saturday. Smoke in the sky. Hey, thank you, Nettie Uplinger. Smoke in the sky at times. That's back. And it's probably a sign of occasional smoke this summer, depending on how the upper air pattern evolves. If we get kinks in the upper air pattern, cold fronts come through, we'll get breaks in the smoke. If we go to a hot, dry pattern, we could get quite smoky based on the fact of what's going on right now. And again, I think overall, over the next 10 days to 2 weeks, the rainfall that you have envisioned in your mind from your phone apps will be actually less than what you have in your mind. Okay? Whew! I feel a lot better. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy, and we'll keep you updated. I'm working on a week ahead look, so if you want to read that on MLive, that's coming. And I've got a couple of great Northern Lights time-lapse videos. You know, you've seen a lot of pictures. Hopefully you saw it in real life. That's the only way to see it, really, because pictures and video don't do it justice, as we saw this weekend, how amazing it is. But the videos do it justice a little bit better, I think, than the pictures do at times. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update, brought to you by Consumers Energy. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great Monday. Bye.